Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Libras, let's go ahead and take a little peek. I want to see what's going on with them, whoever they may be. We have an Emperor, we have an Ace of Swords. Is we have possibly a strong Aries or a fellow Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but somebody's got a lot of ideas here about what they'd like to offer. Six of Pentacles and the Hermit. They're ready to break their silence. We have somebody ready to break their silence. Now, birds are migratory, so this could be somebody returning after, a dark night of the soul in particular. This could be somebody who would like very much to, try things again, or this could just be someone who re-enters Libra's life. They could be a Virgo as well, but it could be after a bit of a quiet time. This could also be that Libra has been in hermit mode for a period of time, and it's coinciding, like Libra's re-emergence into the sunlight and interacting in the social world again happens to coincide with this person listening to their intuition that they would like very much to go and approach. Look, they have a great opinion of Libra, whomever this is. They are an emperor approaching the tigress, or excuse me, the lioness here. This is somebody who thinks Libra is like this wild and free creature. By the way, speaking of free, you notice how at some point in time, this is the awakening or the judgment card. At some point in time, they either had to set Libra free, maybe because, look, I don't think, if this is somebody from Libra's past, I don't think things ended nicely. There was arguing and followed by silence. And maybe they realized it is better for me to not try to cling to Libra if I need to go do this hermit's journey. Because this says that they won the stupid prize, right? Silence. That's not really what they wanted. But on the other hand, maybe that was all for the best at that point in time. If they were in a place where they were more prone to be combative and caustic and difficult, by the way, you have strong Scorpio there. But if they were at a point in their life where they just did not feel very empowered, they definitely had to go work on some things. I always look at tattoos as, very personal things with great personal meaning. Even if they're about someone else, still, if we're tattooing something permanently on our body, it's because that person, that place, or that thing has very huge significance to us. So that's why I always look at it as very, very personal. So I'm thinking that this person had to dedicate some time to like course correcting something within themselves, or, bettering themselves, or just developing whatever this is that they needed to. They may have gotten a tattoo in the meantime since Libra last saw them. I'm inclined to say that it is them who knew better than to try to create anything with Libra, but I think that there was arguing or fighting in the past. Let me take a look at that Five of Swords. There was something where, this thing's ended in silence. We have the Lover's card. There was love, and there was passion, there was desire, and there was conflict. Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, sideways. I'm hearing somebody say, what is it that you really want? Can you not just say what you really want? And I'm thinking that might have been on Libra's side, opening up emotions, being straightforward, being able to interact. Why is that so difficult? Or what is the truth here? And I kind of think that although Libra maybe knew that this person loved them, I don't know if this person was good with saying it. I think it's like, look, I'm getting tired of having to fantasize about all the words that you don't say to me, that it's not going to work. And maybe they knew. It's true. I'm not actually saying any of the things that I need to say. I feel like they were not good at giving Libra anything more than physical. Maybe they used physicality as that was their love language, but there wasn't really intimacy aside from that. There wasn't communication, there wasn't reassurance, there wasn't, the emotional bond. I'm wondering if they used just physical connection as a way to express that there's a bond there. But I'm thinking that Libra was like, whoa, this is not going to be enough, because that could have led to them going more silent if Libra vocalized that. The fact that they had to go and work on some things internally and then again, definitely work on things internally with that Eight of Pentacles. But I come to terms with something. Maybe they were afraid to like speak about what they wanted or anything long term. I think loyalty, because we got the dog, the German Shepherd here. I wonder if they had to first believe that love could last. Maybe that was something they were challenged to believe in. We definitely see somebody who did not really want to open up emotionally, and I think used passion as their communication tool to say, yeah, see, I want this relationship, but I don't think that they were giving any of the rest of the support and the emotions and well, let's just say this. If they're having to show up now as an emperor, then they probably weren't one in the past. An emperor is great. An emperor is, very loving, very emotionally available, knows what they want, has a lot to share. The thing is, they always knew that Libra was Queen of Cups. They always knew Libra was, a lioness, an empress energy. Yeah, Eight of Wands, the devil. So Libra is very, 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 very attractive to them. Libra is the person that they, I think about with maddening frequency. Libra is the person that maybe they hoped for a long time would, chase them a little bit or show up in their world or, reach out to them. I feel like this has been a fantasy of theirs for a long time. I wish Libra would call me back in. I wish Libra would call me. I wish Libra, look, there has to be some kind of very steamy energy between this person and Libra. Libra's a very alluring individual to them. In looks, in behavior, there's a sultry, smoky, and sometimes, if Libra were maybe tempted or willing to just share passion with them, I feel like their passion's probably off the charts together. But if Libra was also fed up with, or like saying, look, this is getting toxic, that's all this is passion. If all we do is fall into bed together, when are we building like the relationship? Where's the rest of what should be present in this connection? And I feel like that's when they like either got stony silent, gray walled, and I'm thinking Libra probably was like, okay, cool then. Apparently all you want is passion. Well, trust me, I can pretty much get anybody else for passion. I think that thought has driven them nuts, that Libra could get anybody else that they wanted for passion. That might have even prompted them to actually do some work on themselves. I mean, we see here they had to let Libra go. If they were not willing to give Libra the emotional connection and relationship that Libra wanted and expects to have partnership with, then they were like, I'm going to have to let Libra go, because if I can't do that right now, if I'm too like emotionally constipated right now to be able to do that, I know I have to spend some time and figure out why do I operate this way? Why is it that I want to keep it so surface level, so physical passion, but none of the emotional depth? Libra will not tolerate me operating this way, which means I have to let Libra go. But oh my God, that means Libra could be finding anybody else to have passion with. I wish that they would just want to have passion with me, but they kind of already knew Libra's gonna not be approaching them, even though I think that they fanatically wished Libra would have. My impression is there's a lot of tension in this story. This person has been going nuts over how many other people Libra might have been, loving in the meantime, how many other people might have had, great times with Libra in this span of time. And it's almost like half of them is like burning up over the thought of that. And then the other half of them is like, what right do I have to even ask? We got a Four of Wands. It's become more and more clear to them that if they're ever going to have a successful long-term relationship with Libra, they're going to have to be able to provide Libra with what Libra wants from them. That is the primary reason we have seen them saying, I'm coming back when I'm an emperor. Now, we started out like they're on their way back in, but I don't know about that for sure. Can we go back to the very first card? Tell us about the emperor. Well, first card's emperor and that Ace of Swords. Okay, so we have 10 of Cups. Look, at minimum, they know exactly what the expectation is. They know exactly what the game plan is. I have to return into Libra's life offering the 10 of Cups. And that means I have to offer emotion. Libra will not tolerate pure passion from me. Nine of Wands, which makes it so that Libra has told me point blank, whatever I'm hiding from, whatever wounds I hide from, I have to go deal with them. I'm not going to be allowed to keep anything hidden. I'm not going to be allowed to keep emotions separated from physical passion. Knight of Swords. And they're like, so, and I better hurry it up because we're not getting any younger. We have autumn of youth. I feel like this person is somebody who, unfortunately, if only they had worked on some of this a long time ago, they're still acting as a knight, but they're not. Not if they're in the autumn of their youth. This puts this person at least somewhere around their 50s. And they could still be playing a role of like teenage son to an overbearing mother. That could be where a bunch of that wounding and lack of real personal confidence comes from. Six of Pentacles. That could even be why they dodge emotional bonds, because maybe they think emotional bonds are like suppressive and, difficult. So that Six of Pentacles, they needed to learn how to like be in a relationship with someone that they want to be with and be able to have like a balanced and fair, like they need to be able to give to a partner and not just to, I'm sorry, but this is like a mother and adult son relationship, but she's always right there controlling everything. I know it seems a little bit one-dimensional, but I'm just going to say what we see on the cards is what the storyline is that I'm seeing presented. Their first duty really is to make sure that they ask themselves what they want. And then if they want to be with somebody like Libra, they want to be in a partnership with Libra and open up emotionally to Libra, then they have to be able to build that bond with Libra first and foremost, not kowtow to like an overpowering, like I feel like they were puppeted by somebody else. Like their emotions were never allowed to be given to somebody else because their emotions were already, like held by an overwhelming parental figure. This person really has needed to break away from that, I'll say, control factor, but they need to learn to do that fast. Six of Swords. It's the only way to salvage this connection. Now, what we saw is them knowing it full and well. I think, I'm not saying that they ever said this out loud to Libra. In fact, I'm sure that they did not, because it's a little hard to gag truthful words out. Please bear in mind, these are fictional stories about fictional characters. None of this is true, right? This is all fiction. But we observe these characters as they go through these experiences. And then, it's kind of interesting because it's like, how would I have behaved different if I were those characters? That's what I am, is not a psychic, but rather a fictional storyteller. So just bear that in mind. But it's like, this is the sort of truth. So what this fictional character recognized as their truth is that Libra showed them, if you want to be with me, you have to act like you're my person. You can't be kowtowing to somebody else. You and I would have to be the first priority in each other's lives. Of course, we still love our families. Of course, we still are there for our parental figures, but they don't run our lives. We have to be able to choose each other, and our relationship has to come first. And until they're ready to do that, they can't be with Libra at all. I don't know that they want to admit to Libra that Libra pointed that out to them. And it was a sad truth that if they weren't able to do it, willing to do it, ready to do it, they had to let Libra go. But that's exactly the story that we have. And to salvage this relationship, they need to get this stuff figured out fast and get back into Libra's world as quick as possible, because in the meantime, Libra's sexy, single, and available and unprotected. Libra could be snatched off the market by anybody. And the more they are realizing Libra is my swan, swans mate for life. Libra is the person that I have to get myself through this growth pattern. I have to start to become loyal to my own heart. And then I have to get my buns in gear and get back to Libra so that we can heal things. I feel like this person is just about there. Certainly the acknowledgement of what needs to happen is there. We have a Four of Swords in the reverse. This looks like they're about to break the silence. If this were still upright, I'd be like, I don't see them coming forward anytime real soon. This says they're about to break silence. So Libra just might be hearing from this person very soon, but it has been, I don't know if there's a particular song that makes them think of Libra. I don't know if Libra has like maybe a shock of blue hair, dyed hair or blue eyes or something. But there's so many different songs about blue, but I'm hearing really, really old ones. Blue bonnet. She wore blue velvet, excuse me. She wore blue velvet. Sorry, I had to get to the title of the song. But then I'm also hearing, I don't know who sings that, by the way. That was a 50s track, but a male singer. And then Baby Blue by George Strait was the color of her eyes. Baby blue, like the Colorado skies, like a breath of spring. She came along, and I still don't know why, but here's to you and whoever holds my baby blue tonight. All right, I'm going to leave this here, you guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Take care. Bye.